Tick tock on the clock. Why was that the first thing that came to mind? Okay, welcome back to where it is not just you, Gianna, in headphones once again, because I'm doing my first celebrity interview on this podcast. I'm sweating, I'm shaking, and thank goodness I can call this celebrity my near and dear friend, TikTok sensation, Matt Peterson.
Wow. I feel like I'm in a Chevron right now at a gas station. I've never been so gassed up before.
No, of course I have to gas you up because you're Matt Peterson. Like, are you kidding me? I can't even believe that we're talking again and it's on this platform and like we're talking about your fame. So this is a little crazy to me right now.
Gianna, knock it off. First, everyone, Gianna and I are lifelong Chapman friends. So she's gassing me up, acting like we didn't spend every Tuesday, Thursday at 6 a.m. together.
Literally 6 in the morning. Yeah, it's so funny. I was going to just dive into that. So to give everyone a little background about me and Matt's friendship. So we did both go to Chapman. And we had no idea who we were. Like, we didn't know each other, like, the first couple of classes or whatever. But I don't know if you remember, we were both in Pete Weitzner's not art of the interview, what was it? Some news class where he brought in all the speakers. I can't remember the name of it. But he brought in Erin Lim one day, Queen of E! News, and they said, whoever wants to go to E! can go. And I said yes, and one other girl, and that was it. And I didn't know anyone else going. So the professor said, there's Matt Peterson going. And I'm like, I don't know who that is. So I literally slid in your Facebook DMs and was like, do you want to go together?
You know what's so funny? I'm going to fully expose myself right now.
Yes.
It's like, at the time, I remember getting that message and being like, oh, I don't want to go with anyone else. Like, I wanted to go alone. And like, now I'm so grateful because like I'm just grateful because I got to meet you that day and our friendship just formed in that moment. And two, it was so much fun going with you.
Yes.
And like, you made it so much more comfortable. So it's just also a really good lesson. Like, don't be afraid of like, like I was only thinking selfishly at the time. I'm like, I want to go alone so then I can meet so-and-so, but it's like, no, fuck that. Like, all together. Also,
oh my God.
Can I cuss? Sorry.
Yeah, of course you can. Oh my God, we can do anything on this podcast. Of course. Yeah, so our friendship started to kind of grow and like it went from there. And then I started going to all your spin classes. Like you said, 6 in the morning. Like Tuesday, Thursdays, we would be in the bike, our asses, 6 a.m. Like that was a lot. I can't even believe that we did that.
I can't believe it either, honestly. But I want your listeners to know that Gianna is like a superstar on a spin bike. Like she's queen, she's dancing, she's singing, she's doing all the things, like a dream.
Thank you. That's seriously an honor coming from you, Mr. Now Soul Cycle. You went from Studio Cycle in Newport. Now you are a Soul Cycle king. So that's insane. I've taken those classes. I've taken your Soul Cycle classes, and talk about a rock star on a bike. Like that's you 1,000%. Your classes were the hardest spin classes I've ever taken in my life. And I've taken a lot. And that's why I took yours, because it literally trained me to be this spin animal. And I don't even know how to explain it. And I miss your classes so bad. I wish I could go. I miss your energy in the morning. Like I have so many memories just from like spin. Like we'd chug the Celsius in the morning like crackheads. Like
literal crackheads. It'd be like 5:55 and we're like downing orange Celsius like it's orange juice, like lunatic.
The whole can within 5 minutes. We're like, and then we get on the bike. I had my sweatband because I thought it would like give me abs, and I would rip it off in the middle of
halfway
class.
through class. You had to like rip it off because it got too hot.
I couldn't breathe. Oh my God, yeah. So anyway, Matt is also a spin king on the side of his TikTok career. But what I value about our friendship is the fact that, like, I think you and I have such a special bond, although we haven't known each other for that long. Like, we don't talk every single day. Like I said when we hopped on here, like, I haven't talked to you in decades, but, like, we just talk like nothing has changed, like, no time has passed. And I just love that about you and I.
No, absolutely. I honestly think like that shows the like depth of our friendship, and it also like that's my favorite part of a friendship. Like to me, that shows when a friendship is real when you like hop on and you're like nothing's changed. Like
Oh,
I feel like
yeah.
literally we were spinning yesterday, but like
I
we haven't seen each other in
know.
person in so long.
Ah, and I
So
miss you. I
you
can't wait till the world opens so I can see you.
same. But
Oh
thank you
my
for having
God.
me on your podcast, my queen.
Thank you for coming. I was like, do I have to like, does he have an agent now? Like, what has changed? Like, I don't even.
No, great.
But also, another thing I value about us is that like you and I, we actually had this conversation. Not only are we like have the same personality, we're both foodies, we both love sugar and like cookies, like we're crazy. But you and I like are in the same career, we're in the same realm, we have the same interests, but we're not looking at each other as competitors. Like we are both, I feel like, constantly hyping each other up. Whereas like this industry, the entertainment industry, is so like catty in a way. And you and I were never like that ever.
Absolutely. No, and I think that it even shows like telling that e-news story, thinking back, it's like I feel like we stopped right away and we're just like we saw each other and that's what we connected on because it was like, oh, we both want the same thing. Like, let's get there together. Like, it's so much more fun. And also, it's like there's so much room. Like,
Yeah.
everyone has their own like path that they can go down. It's like, what's the point of being competitive or like jealous or feeling any other way towards anyone else when it's like we're all just trying to get there together? Like, you have me on your podcast. Like, if I can help you in any way, like, why not just like help each other? It doesn't make any sense.
No, exactly. And I just love that again about our friendship because like I feel like I've lost friends because it was so competitive and like people saw me as an enemy in a way. But like you and I, I'm always like king of TikTok and you're always like queen, like da da da. Like, and it's so good to have like someone that is so uplifting. And this is also reminding me, I don't know if you remember this, in the beginning of the pandemic or in like some realm of the pandemic, you and I were on a very long FaceTime call. Like, and we were talking about this exact thing. And we were specifically talking about like TikTok. And we were both like, we're so sad. Like, pandemic, like, there's nothing to do. Like, life sucks, like, except TikTok. But like, when we were talking about how we didn't know how to attack it, we were talking about like, we both had like pretty much zero followers at the time. And then
Oh, yeah.
like we were giving each other advice. Like I remember I was like, oh Matt, like you should vlog and like do the voiceover thing. Like the voiceovers are popular. And then you were telling me like, oh, do the Ellen thing. And I did that and it went viral. And like we just kept helping each other and like giving each other these pointers. And that's when you were like, I'm making TikTok like my life. Like you were like, I'm marrying this app. And I just want you to tell everyone kind of about your journey from there on.
I mean, wow. First, I honestly like it's not that I forgot about all of that, but this year has just felt like so long that it's like hearing you say all that, it's like I feel like I'm transported back to my parents' house, like in my childhood bedroom, because that's where I was at the time. Like I had to go home for quarantine. And it's like, yeah, I forgot that there was like a time when like we were just like so like enamored by the app TikTok and we're like, how are we going to like make this happen? And I remember like we were sending voice notes to each other, like trying to figure it
Yes.
out.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's exactly what you said. Like I said to myself, I was like, I'm literally like TikTok, I will make TikTok my job. Like that was like, I don't know why I just had that in my mind. And I think it was because I was feeling so, like you said, like I was feeling so sad at the beginning of the pandemic because I was like, I've been out of college a year now. I'm not anywhere close to where I want to be in my career. Like I feel like I paid all this money to go to Chapman and I'm like teaching at Soul Cycle and it not that that isn't a great career, but it was like just not what I had dreamt of my whole life. And so I was feeling just like so defeated. And I had made so many videos online, like, through like Chapman, I was always making videos online, but like nobody was watching them besides like my mom. That was like literally it. So I was just like, TikTok, it's new and it's upcoming and I have all this free time. Like I'm going to post every day, like no matter what. And like that kind of is just how it started organically. And yeah, I was just like started posting and in this series over time just developed organically, honestly. Like it was really hot in Arizona. So I said, I'm going to bake cookies inside of my car one day. And then that video went viral. So I'm like, okay, the next day I'm going to do brownies. And then I guess I'm going to do cinnamon rolls. And then I guess I'm going to actually ask people, what should I do next? And so that's how like the car baking of it all happened. And that's kind of what like grew me the most on TikTok follower wise. But then when I came back to LA, it obviously wasn't hot enough to bake food in my car. So I tried for a second there. I like tried for a second and there's some tragic videos where I'm like melting gummy bears in my car and I'm like,
oh my God, I remember these videos.
Wait, actually, you know what's insane? Wow, hang on. I'm having a realization right now.
Please tell us.
I couldn't do the car baking anymore in LA. So I said, I'm going to ask people what I should eat for a day. I'm going to let my viewers decide what I'm going to eat for a day. Do you know what I'm about to say?
Of course. I think I do.
No. I don't think that you
wait, I actually don't. No, I don't. I don't even know why I said yes. I'm like, wait, no, I know, but I don't.
My first food challenge video, you commented.
Shut up.
You asked me eat Dunkin' for breakfast. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I remember I commented and then I texted you because I was like, I don't even know if he's going to see my comment because you had not even 1 million, but I thought that was so much. And I was like, Matt, eat Dunkin' for a day, like now, or for breakfast, literally Dunkin' breakfast. That's all I said. And I was like, you better do it.
This is insane. No. You were the one who got me. Anyone who's listening, not audio or not video, I'm showing the camera. My first food challenge video was commented by Gianna.
Shut up.
That's insane.
Again, I forgot.
Wait, that's so dope. I love that. Thank you. Because the whole purpose of me bringing that up is because like that is what led me into the like only eat blank for a day, because then like from there it's just like organically every day I just started taking like a different challenge.
Oh my God,
yeah, that's
Matt.
like the story of like how it happened. But thank you for that.
You're welcome. I mean, like it was like an accidental like thing, you know, that just worked for you. So I'm so glad it did. But it's so funny because I did forget that I did that for you. And I remember I texted you and I was like, you need to do this right now. Like you need to have Dunkin' for breakfast. And you hated it, which is fine. Like I actually am in a phase of my life right now where I hate Dunkin'. So I get it. So we're good. But now like you just took that trend because it obviously was working for you and you took it and you rolled with it. And like now you do these videos literally like every single day. Although I follow you, you pop up on my For You page and like you're eating bacon, you're eating jiggly things, you're eating only dessert, you're eating this, that. Like your videos, first of all, how is your tummy? That's my question for you.
Thank you. It's unwell. It's really unwell a little bit. It's a lot of bit unwell. But it's so much fun that I'm like, it makes it so worth it. I'm like, whatever, it's just so fun.
Oh, 100%. I'm so jealous. Like, you know me, I love to eat. Like I said earlier, we're both such foodies. So you know I'm already like drooling when I watch these videos of you. But I always remember like you and I would eat something and then just complain about how bad our stomachs are. Like for days after, we'd be like, why'd we do that? Like, why did I eat all those cookies?
No, exactly. But that's the thing. So like, I also think that's kind of what's cool is like, because there's a part of me where I was like, what I'm doing right now, the content I'm making isn't like what I had always dreamt of, air quotes. Like I always thought I was going to go into like entertainment news. And it's like, it actually is cool because it is just like, I've always been this way. And like, even you saying that, like we were always like rutabaga's cookies or this or that. Like I've always lived my life like food driven.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, of course. And you just triggered me when you said rutabagas in the best way possible because I totally Like, I used to go there every day and get that chicken salad with a cookie. We would both get the same thing. Like, it was, oh my God. I was actually thinking about them the other day. But you're right. Like, and I've also realized that in my content too. Like, I've always at Chapman, especially, oh my God, we have to talk about the professor that shall not be named that bullied the both of us. Basically.
I will gladly name him.
Oh, I'm scared. I'm so scared.
I will gladly, his name's Brett Marcus. Go for it. Like, Brett Marcus, if you are listening to this, I do send you like so much love. I really do. I'm going to pull an Ariana Grande and like send you love and light. But like, I do just want you to know, as a professor, no, like, I'm not even like, just serious for a moment. Like, as a professor, it is literally your job to have your students feel inspired to do what they are passionate about. And if you are a professor and you're in a role of either lifting up a student or tearing them down, it's like, why would you want to tear someone down because they're passionate about something that you're not passionate about? I can't get on board with that. So I don't have anything negative to say about Brett Marcus, but I do have like, I just think I have professors in my mind, Ann Owens,
yes!
Queen,
yes!
like who, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Ann always just inspired her students to like do whatever they wanted to do and reach for whatever dream they wanted to. And like, that's what a professor should be doing. Like, we're paying so much money to be at a school. Why are you going to tear a student down?
Matt, I was just clapping, snapping, cheering at everything that you just said because, and again, for everyone listening, this is not just like Matt and I like shitting on a professor that we had, because I've always said Chapman, I've maybe met one bad professor ever. Especially in the film school, they had amazing professors that, like you said, always were like rooting for us, like uplifting us. But this one man's that you already named, which I like had tears in my eyes. Matt's like, I don't care. What did he say to you specifically that I still even remember to this very day?
Well, I think what's so laughable is it's like so we were in Chapman News, which is just like their news program. And that was kind of like the big thing that you do as a broadcast major. So it's like, it was a very important class and I never have enjoyed hard news. So I was always trying to incorporate stories or segments that were very light, and a lot of lightness comes with food. So I was doing like this taste test series, and we tried to put it onto Chapman News. And Brett didn't know that I had my in-ear in, like my little earpiece or whatever.
Oh,
and the microphone in the other
the what's it called? The IFB.
Yes, the IFB. I had it in my ear and he's in the other room and the mic is on and I hear him saying to the other students like, Matt Peterson is so stupid. Matt Peterson is dumb. This series, like, how did he even get into Chapman? Like, just bashing me while I'm literally listening, just because what I was doing was about like food and he only wanted like hard news. And I was just like, I could have taken that. That's actually like a moment that I could have been like, wow, and feel bad and listen to that and then change my path. And instead it's like, no, I knew what I was doing. I was passionate about, and I knew that I love food and I knew that a lot of people like food. And now I have a career where I'm just eating food all day long. And what's up, Brett Marcus? Where you at, bro?
Oh, shit. Mic literal drop. Oh, my God. Matt, I was in your shoes, too, because you were a year older than me. But I went on to do Chapman News for, like, every single semester as the entertainment producer. And you'd figure if I was the entertainment producer, he'd let me do, I wanted to do Foodie Fridays because the show aired on Friday. I wanted to do like all this stuff like a haunted house thing, which he let me do. I had to literally pull teeth for him to let me do a haunted house walkthrough. And like whenever I would talk about like Justin Bieber per se, something important like that, I remember I came out of a rehearsal because we used to rehearse Thursday nights, and he looked at me. I thought it was the best segment I've ever produced ever at Chapman News. I'm like, Brett's going to love this. I'm amazing. Like, that rehearsal was great. I come out and he looks at me. He goes, are you fucking kidding me? I swear to God. I was like literally speechless. Like, my eyeballs were huge. And he's like, that made me want to throw up. And then just went off about how, like, I shouldn't be talking about Justin Bieber. I should be talking about, like, ratings and, like streaming services ratings and, like, all this, like, stuff. And, like, he never let me do the food things either. I would always pitch the food things. And, like, and again, now also, I mean, for my little freelance job on local TV over here, if people know me, they know that all I do is eat on television too. Like, I go to restaurants and, like, interview, like, the servers and, like, the owners, and I literally eat, and my boss loves it. And she's like, you're the only reporter that will actually eat. So I throw you on the air. And I'm just like, same thing as you. I'm like, we went through Chapman and literally got, like, verbally abused by this professor just to, like, come out and do literally what we always wanted to do and what we wanted to do at Chapman. And, like, I think it shows that everything comes full circle, and especially for you now, Mr. TikTok superstar. I can't even believe this.
No, but it's the same for you too. And exactly what you just said, like, it comes so full circle, and now you're literally on your news, eating, doing what you want to do. Like, it's so amazing. And it honestly is, like, just a really good reminder to anyone listening. Like, not everybody has to be on board with, like, what you're passionate about, but if you are passionate about it, vibe with it. Like, go all the way with it, because, like, it doesn't matter if other people don't agree with it, because you're like, well, I agree with it, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with you, and I feel like that goes hand in hand with being a content creator too. Like, no, I mean, that goes hand in hand with everything in life. Like, regardless if it's entertainment or not, like, chase your passions, because people are gonna shit on you regardless. But I mean, you should keep going after it. Just like Matt, I just keep pointing to you because, first of all, we glanced over the fact that, it was like, we glanced over this fact. As of right now, or as of a couple hours ago, so God only knows if this changed, you have 4.5 million followers on TikTok, and you're verified. Like, how does that sound when you hear someone say that out loud?
I mean, obviously, like, it sounds so exciting and cool, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, it doesn't, like, it lights me up. It makes me so excited, and I feel like, as cheesy as it sounds, like, I do feel, like, proud of myself, but I also feel, like, inspired to do more. Like, I think that's the other thing. It's like, it may be bad, but it isn't ever, like, enough, I feel like, and that may be, like, not good, but I'm happy to admit that. It's like, even when I got my 4.5 milestone, like, now all I'm thinking about is, like, 5 million. Like, I always want, like, the next thing. And I remember even when I hit 1 million, I was like, once I hit 1 million, I will be fine and I won't care about numbers. And, like, once I have 1 million, boom, amazing. The moment I hit 1 million, I'm like, okay, now I need 2 million. And then the moment it's a constant, like, thing.
I feel you. This is why we get along so well, because I'm the same way. Like, I'll be like, oh, I just want, like, a couple thousand followers. And then obviously I'm not as big as you, but, like, I hit 80,000. I'll never forget that. And I thought that was just, like, the most amazing thing ever. And then I had a video that hit 1 million, and I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. But I was like, I want, like, Charlie D'Amelio status. Like, I want million. Like, it's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Like, I feel like it's good that we recognize, like, where we're at. And you say you're so grateful too. Like, you work so hard, you put in the work, and, like, it's not bad to be striving for the next thing. Like, you always have to be reaching to, like, stay where you're at. It's not like you're losing followers. Like, you got to maintain that. And through TikTok, like, you have to kind of be, like, number crazy, because there's billions of people on TikTok. It's like you're literally throwing a video out there when you post it into an algorithm with billions of other people. And so that's why you have to be so aggressive, like, when it comes to posting and stuff, which actually leads me to a question for you. That is,
yeah.
What's your strategy? What advice do you have for content creators to navigate this crazy app that we call TikTok?
I think the biggest piece of advice that I would give would be, at least what has worked the best for me is like continuing on with something that performed well. So it's like if something performs well, I want to do it again and again and again and again in like a different way, because the biggest thing about TikTok is, like you said, billions of people are on there, right? So if you post a video and somebody comes across it and they like it, and then they go to your page and you have nothing else that was like that video, they're not going to follow you or want to engage with you or come back to you, because they're like, oh, that was like a one hit wonder, whatever, move on. And then like you're out of their brain. But if you post you calling strangers and I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. No, but honestly, and I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. And then I click Gianna, and then I go to your page, and it's like calling strangers here, calling strangers there, calling strangers here, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna follow her because I like this series. So I know that I can expect that from her, so I'm gonna follow it. Like, I think that would be my biggest piece of advice, is like not being afraid of like attaching to a series if it's working.
No, that's literally the best piece of advice, because I actually need to take that advice, because I posted something on TikTok today. I don't know if you saw it. I was like, what do you want from me? I was like, what do you people want from me? Because I have almost 500,000 followers, but the views on the videos that I post are just like not there. They're not there. But I noticed these crazy calling strangers videos, the views are there. So I'm like, why can't I just keep doing this? But I think I get like internally frustrated, because I'm like, I don't want to, it's illegal. I don't know if anyone knows this. Literally, prank calling and recording is illegal. So I'm trying to like not get sued.
I didn't know that.
It's so like, at least in Massachusetts. Yeah. So I've been trying to figure that out. But
okay.
But yeah, your advice should be taken, because that's the only way to navigate this app.
I also think another thing that is important to say, and like maybe I'm just saying it to you so you know too, like I've talked to a lot of like different creators who are like on TikTok, and everyone is noticing like a weird thing right now with their views. Like views are all over the place.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that is, but I do think like that maybe that's comforting to you. Like views are literally all over the place right now.
I heard that. I heard the algorithm changed, and like it's only showing videos that have millions of likes, not even views. Like it's crazy. So that definitely makes me feel better. I'm just like, why TikTok? Like, why are you doing this right now? It's pretty annoying. So
no, it's really sad.
But also,
yeah,
it's going back to the numbers thing. I also just wanted to point out that you used to do this manifestation thing with the Post-its on your mirror. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. So that actually brings me back, because like when I was manifesting like 1 million followers. Like I said, when I had thought in my mind, like once I get to 1 million, like my life is just yay. So I was like manifesting 1 million followers. So I put up little Post-it notes. It was like, I don't know what number I started with, but it was like maybe 100K, 200K, 300K, 400K, all the way up to 1 million. And each time I would hit a milestone, I would take off the Post-it note. And it was just cool, because then like every single morning that I woke up, it was like that was the first thing I looked at. And I do believe in manifesting. I think that if you like want something bad enough and you commit your every day to making it happen, it just like it will eventually happen if you put in the work. It wasn't like I had those on my mirror and I wasn't posting on TikTok. Like it wasn't like I was like, I want 1 million followers on TikTok, but I'm gonna sit in my bed all day long and like just hope that a miracle happens. Like it wasn't like that. It was like, oh, I want 1 million followers on TikTok, so I'm gonna be literally posting 2 videos a day every day. I'm going to be making a different thing in my car every single day, because like this is a goal that I want to achieve. So I think manifesting is like, I think some people, myself included, think like, oh, if I just say it, like the universe will bring it to me. But it's like, it also does take work too. Does that make sense?
Oh, 100. Yeah, you make perfect sense. Like, especially TikTok. I mean, again, anything in life, but with TikTok, like you need to like put in work for what you want. Like that's just the bottom line of anything. But this app especially, it's just so crazy. And your videos right now with the only eat blank for a day, that is like, that must be a production for you. Between you're always posing in front of a different wall that has to do with whatever item that you're eating in the day, and then you go to like 12 bajillion restaurants. Like, what's your production process, like pre-post, like production? Like, can you run us through your routine?
Absolutely. No. And I honestly thank you for even saying that, because I think that's like something that it doesn't necessarily bother me, but I just think that a lot of people think that what I do, like the only eat challenges, are just really easy, and they're fun and light. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, it's the hardest work in the whole world, but it's a lot of work. Like it actually is a lot of work. And so like, as for the production of it, I have to first I pick the comment. Then I have to decide where I'm going to go. So I reach out to a bunch of different places and have to organize like with these different restaurants when I can come in, what time, whatever. So I like drive all around LA to find these spots. Like even yesterday I went to Inglewood, and then I went to downtown LA, and then I went to Koreatown, and then like literally just for a 20-second video. Like I'm driving all around LA finding these spots. Sometimes I drive to OC to get a like spot, whatever. So yeah, it starts by like picking the comment, reaching out to the places. Then on the filming day, I drive to all the places. Then once I have them all, then I have to film the intro. And that part is insane, because I'm like so crazy that I like need the wall to look some type of way. So I spend like 3 hours, like literally I spend 3 hours driving around LA trying to find like the best colorful wall I can. And I have this little thing, it's actually right here, this little like device, and I attach it. This is how I film everything, okay? I attach this right here to my phone.
Oh my God.
And then I take this little magnetic piece and I just attach it to my car. And then I film the intros by popping in and being like, only eat in front of like these colorful walls.
I'm mind blown, because I always thought that like for the intro, even like that, I know sometimes you have people like help you film. Is that a safe assumption to say?
Mm-hmm. I used to like have people like film me, but honestly, all this is just done like on this. Like when I eat the food, I'm literally just like set this up on a thing and then I film it.
Okay, first of all,
honestly, your reaction right now.
Yeah. I'm baffled. I'm literally baffled. But I've as a content creator that creates alone, like I'm always creating contraptions on where to put my phone and how to make it stand up, because like the tripod doesn't work if I want to tilt it this way. I'm like, it just, nothing's working. And the fact that you just showed me a little magnetic ball, I'm like, first of all, send me the link. The second that we stop recording, give me that link. I need it. Like, I don't know if you have a little coupon code. Like, what the hell? Like, how have I not known about this?
I should.
You totally should.
No, so, well, one, honestly, like your reaction is hilarious, because I'm like, I've wanted to do a series, or not like a series, but a video. Maybe I'll do it at 5 million, like as a like whatever, exposing myself, not like an exposing, but almost like a behind the scenes to show people like, this is how the intros are filmed, and I do it literally 35 times. Like I'm like, only eat, only eat, only eat. Like I do it literally 30 times, like minimum. And so I think like it'd just be funny to like expose myself and show that, like, because when you watch them, I want it to feel like, oh, this is effortless and just like boom, boom, boom. But like, I don't think anybody realizes how much is going into like the behind the scenes of it.
Oh no, like I mean, this app has all sorts of like, the age range on it is from like maybe like 6-year-olds, I feel like, to all the way up to like 90-year-olds. But the main demographic, and especially maybe for you, like you probably look at your analytics, is probably so young, and they don't like think about that or appreciate it. And like that also goes by like back to when we're saying like we're always striving for more, because that's all the audience wants. Like their attention spans are so short. They're like, I want more, I want more. They watch that video. They don't think about like behind the scenes anything. So I think that's a really good idea for you to post behind the scenes. That would be amazing. So that's your next move at 5 mil.
Deal. It's coming.
Okay, perfect. And speaking of like TikToking being a really painstaking task in and of itself, You used to say at the end of our spin class, inhale the good shit, exhale the bullshit. Now, this podcast is all about essentially that. We're talking about all these life things, but we talk about the nitty gritty, like the shitty parts, the little downs that come with the ups in life and what we learn from them. So what would you say is like the biggest challenge for you when it comes to creating videos for TikTok? Aside from like your whole series like, being crazy production that you have to do by yourself sometimes.
Yeah, because like I wouldn't even say that's like the downside to it, because I like that. Like it makes it fun to be able to like do it alone, and I don't know, like it is, yeah, so it's not that. I'm trying to think. I feel like the downside, I don't know, this is a hard question, honestly, but what came up for me, and I don't know if I really like stand by this answer, but I'm just going to share it, is like I feel like the downside is, as much as I wish that I didn't care like what other people think or say or whatever, it does like bum me out when people look at it and like downgrade it in their mind, or they're like, you went to Chapman or you went to college to make TikToks or whatever. Like I think that is the most challenging part, is when people like downgrade what I'm doing, or they're like, oh, it's so easy, or like, oh, you just eat food all day long. And it's like, I understand that is like somebody else's opinion that I'm like attaching to. So that's why I would love to get to a place where I, like in the same way that we talked about the professor at Chapman, you're like, yeah, whatever. Because you do eventually get to that place of like, yeah, whatever. But it is hard to get to that place when you hear it like often by people like putting down what you do, when like, as I explained, like a lot goes into these videos. So it does upset me when someone's like, your job is so easy. It's like, it is easier than like a doctor, obviously, but it's like there's still work going into it.
But for those people, I say, then you do it. Literally, you make the TikTok and you put yourself out there, and you be vulnerable enough to put yourself on an app that has billions of people, and like where anyone can say whatever they want. Like, you do it then, if people have that to say. Like, it's crazy. And I'm right there with you. That was a good answer. I know you said that like, you may not stand by it, but I am right there with you, because even today in the gym, I said my legs are sore. And someone said, oh, it's all that TikToking that you do. And I was like, yeah, I know you're trying to be funny, but like you did it in kind of an aggressive, like, why did you say that? Like, well, I don't understand. Like, right. It's crazy. And like, it became like a thing, like on my last job, like someone found my TikTok, and then they were actually like, everyone received it well, but it could have went the opposite way, because a lot of people hear TikTok and they're like, oh, like that silly little thing, and they don't understand like what goes into it. And it's like you could just listen to a creator like you and listen to what you go through and like the lengths you go, and like it's not what people think it is.
Absolutely. And I think that honestly, yeah, thank you for saying that, because I think you're right. It is the app itself. Like it's saying TikTok. I know if I was like YouTube, I don't think I would get as much like negative comments by people saying like, oh, it's easy, because I feel like people associate YouTube, it's a full series or full whatever, blah blah blah. So I think that may come with it too, but TikTok is just like newer, so I think eventually it'll get to a place where that's not happening.
Oh, totally. And it's just because it has that reputation for being like, oh, little tween people dance on that app, so you're on that, you're dancing. Like everyone immediately is like, oh, you dance? And I'm like, no, I'm literally like making these videos. But yeah, I'm so with you on that, which leads me to, I guess, another question that kind of has nothing to do with that at all, actually, but sort of general questions here. What was your most viral video, if you know?
I think it was the clear foods. My most viral one was only eating clear food for a day. Mm-hmm. That got like 24 million views.
What?
Yeah, which was nuts.
Oh my God. See, I remember that video, but obviously I don't like check up on your profile for all your old videos. I just see what you're posting in the moment. And I didn't know that it went that viral. Right. That's incredible. Wow. So obviously you have millions of views on all of your videos, pretty much. Like, it doesn't matter if it's like 1 million, 2 million, 24 million. Like, you get a hell of a ton of views. So how has TikTok kind of impacted your life? Like, what's been the best thing that's happened to you since kind of the launch of your TikTok career?
Honestly, I think it's just like getting to employ myself by creating content. Like I think that is the best thing that has happened is it's like this has become my full-time job, and like to be able to spend every day just like making videos is so awesome and like feels so fun. And that's what I always wanted. Like I always wanted to be at a place where it's like, oh, just making videos every single day is my job. Like, and so to be able to provide for myself and make income by making these videos feels like the most rewarding thing.
And that's just so funny because it's like, I remember you saying, like, I want TikTok to be my job, like we were saying in the beginning. Like, I vividly remember you saying those words. You're like, TikTok will pay my rent. Like, you were so passionate about it, and now it's happening. Like, I'm so proud of you. I really am. Like, it just makes me so happy to see all of your success. And what I guess, like, one of the last things, like, what's something that you want your audience to know about you that they may not know about you, or like anything?
I think that I'm trying to figure out what's next. I think that's what I'm like so appreciative of everything that I'm ready to like just go, like my foot's been on the gas, but I'm ready to like slam that shit down. So I'm like, I feel like I'm just trying to figure out like what is the next thing that I can do. So I feel like that's where my mind's been at right now.
That's so funny. That was literally like, I'm looking at notes, and that was my very last question. I was like, what is next for you? So, I mean, it seems like you're probably going to figure that out by some like chance or some sort of fate, like how you transition from the carb baking to now only eat blah for a day. Or you'll just get picked up by like some network on television that will just give you your own thing at this point. So, who knows? I feel like you have such a future ahead of you.
Gianna, you have such a future ahead of you. And I'm just waiting for you to move to LA. When is that happening?
Oh my God. Well, first, thank you for saying that. Second, I mean, this whole pandemic just threw me for a loop. I mean, my plan was to be there the second I graduated from Chapman, which still didn't happen yet. So I'm just like waiting and waiting. So same thing as you. Like I said to my parents, because I have a breakdown like maybe twice a week in my own house because I'm still in my parents' house, and I'm like, I need to leave. I need to be in LA. Like I can't do it. And they're like, how are you getting there? And I'm like, TikTok will bring me there. And they think I'm crazy. Like they truly think
You're
I'm
not
crazy. Okay, good.
You're not crazy. Put Post-it notes on your mirror and make it happen.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to go on my phone, go on Amazon, and order Post-its. Like, I have markers already for my planner, but I just need the Post-its. And I want to collab with you. I want to do only eat Disney food. And I want to go to Disney.
Okay, let's make it happen. Like, honestly, I don't think that's far off. Like, I really genuinely feel like that is something that could happen. So we will make it happen.
Okay, please, 100%. Like, it's in the sky already. Like, it's going to happen. Like, knowing us, like, I know it's going to.
Absolutely. Calling the manifestation gods.
There it is. Matt, any last notes? Anything you want to say?
No, just that I love you and I appreciate you and I'm excited for you and I'm always your biggest fan forever and ever and ever.
Oh my God, I could actually cry. I freaking love you too. Everything right back at you. You'll always be my soulmate. We've always said this, soulmates for life, forever. And I can't wait until the day that we meet again in person. But for now, I will be liking your TikToks. I'll be watching all of them. I will be hyping you up till the day I freaking die. And make sure you let everyone know where they can find you and follow you.
Follow me at Matt Peterson _ on TikTok and at Matt Peterson on Instagram. I think the _ may be leaving my TikTok semi-soon if we're lucky. So, but for now, keeping that _
Well, thank you so much again, Matt. I cannot wait to see what you eat in a day tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And thanks for coming on the podcast.
I love you.